The reason someone comes back to Judaism or questions about Judaism when he's 23, 25, 28 years old is because, and he wants to know what the, intellectual values are, that why he should proceed and pursue Judaism. But the real underlying, you see, the society has kept us in the intellectual brain. The society has given somebody a college education, a job. He has to work, that he's supposed to make money. He's supposed to do everything to fulfill his role within the societal structure, pay income tax, get married. But there's an underlying thing. So the real thing is why a person should even question to come back to Judaism is because he's a Jew. He has a Jewish soul. He doesn't recognize yet, because it's been kept from us in the society so much, including me, being brought up with Christmas trees in my apartment as a kid, and how the structure in television and internet and all this stuff. But the person has a Jewish soul. So that's beautiful that he's questioning and wants to find a reason to come back. He's looking for an intellectual reason to return to what he actually is. But in the final analysis, there's no intellectual reason. The intellectual reason is the cover. He wants an intellectual reason because he's pursued education and work and all this and bodily pursuits. His real need is in the soul. And a person is two, in fact, I was doing this morning. The person is two aspects. He's a body and a soul. And so what I'm doing now is no different than I did over here at this Buddhist temple. I'm doing breathing techniques from a Jewish perspective, but it's the soul. Now, the beauty of being a Jew is that it's a Jewish soul. It's a different soul than a goy. Did I say better? It's not better. It's a different soul than a goy. And that's why a person is Jewish. And everybody knows if a person's Jewish. And that's why when you walk into an office, they know you're a Jew. How do they know you're a Jew? You didn't advertise it. It's because the aura of a person is different, you see? And so there's no intellectual, if you want me to tell you what values there are, in Judaism they have love thy neighbor as thyself. Well, they have that in Christianity. They have everything. I study Islam. The first surah and the first verse of every surah is Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And so, that's in Judaism. That's the 13 attributes of mercy. The whole secret of Judaism is to be merciful. Well, that's the secret of Islam. And what's the difference between that and Christianity? It's love. So, and that's Judaism. Love, mercy, it's the same as Islam. So if you want intellectual pursuit, you doesn't have to be Jewish for an intellectual pursuit. You can be anything. Treat thy neighbor as thyself. You can call yourself anything. If you're nice to people, don't yell at people. If somebody slaps you, turn the other cheek. You don't need to be Jewish. If you recognize, but you'll still be unhappy because you didn't recognize your Jewish soul. And that Jewish soul is a spark that's passed on, not from you, from a mother line. That's why the wife has to be Jewish. Doesn't matter if his father was the Pope. If his mother's Jewish, he's Jewish. And he's got a spark, and he'll always be unhappy unless he follows through. Now, that doesn't mean he has to become a rabbi. He'll always be unhappy unless he identifies with this Jewish spark. And what he does with that Jewish spark is absolutely meaningless. I don't care. I don't care if he goes to synagogue. I don't care if he puts on tefillin. I don't care what he does. If he recognizes that he has a Jewish spark, that's being a Jew.
All right, that's a terrific answer.